Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning on Facebook for our walkthrough of the Texas Realtor MarketViewer tool. My name is Mike Barnett. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and Vice President of the Texas Association of Realtors, and it's my honor and privilege to be able to walk you through this morning. About 4 or 5 years ago, we started a project called the Texas Data Relevance Project, and we worked with realtor associations and MLSs across the state to be able to utilize data from the MLSs to be able to put together what we consider to be the absolute best, most comprehensive market analytics available in the market, utilizing every piece of MLS data in every MLS across the state. And we were able to acquire that. And we've been working with local associations over the last 3 or 4 years in putting out some of that great information. Local associations have had access to be able to generate infographics and market data throughout those 3 years, and hopefully you've all seen some of the infographics on social media and other ways that those things are distributed. So we really appreciate certainly the partnership between the Texas Association of Realtors and local associations and MLSs across the state, and also the Real Estate Center at Texas A&M University is a key partner in this project. They're the ones that actually take the data and turn it into great usable analytics that you'll see today. So great set of team, great team that we're working with, and hopefully a product that now being rolled out to Texas Realtors at large will be something that's useful to you in your business and marketing efforts as well. And I'll show you beginning now, walking through the product. First of all, how you access the product. You do have to be logged in to TexasRealEstate.com because this is a benefit that is exclusive to Texas Realtors. Nobody else can access the portal that we're going to show you. So from the TexasRealEstate.com website, you'll go in, and under the For Realtor Members tab, you'll see a tab down here called Research. Under that tab is a selector called MarketViewer. That's where you will go to access the tool that we'll walk through today. So MarketViewer is the dashboard that'll come up, and what you'll see is basically a market analytics dashboard is the default. And by the way, it will adjust. It knows whether you're on a desktop or whether you're on a tablet. There are different versions so that you can have full accessibility of all the features on a tablet as well. We do not have a phone version of a smartphone version of the product yet. Screen sizes make it very difficult to access or view a whole lot of information that you're seeing on the screen now. What you're seeing now is the monthly dashboard. You're seeing within 3 clicks access to about 40 million data points right here. Just a wealth of information, a wealth of data and statistics that's available to you. And I'll walk you through kind of the layout of this right here. So key to the entire dashboard here is these selectors over here. We have them labeled Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, and Step 4, and those are critical to being able to drill down to what you're looking for. So right now it defaults to the Abilene Association of Realtors because they're first alphabetically in our list of associations across the state. You can go in and choose whichever your association is. Let's say I'm from a member of the Permian Basin Board of Realtors. It defaults to state level because that's common to all associations, all visibility of the project. But say I want to see what's happening in my city, which might be Midland. You see everything goes blank because Texas is not a city or market area within the Permian Basin Board of Realtors jurisdiction. So you do have to go in and choose the geography that you actually want to select. So I want to see statistics on Midland, and I'm looking at February 2018. This is in the monthly section of the dashboard, and this is a good time to talk about what data is accessible to you. So you can see here from the month selector that the most recent month that you can select is February 2018. You're always about a month out of where we are currently. So on April 1st, February 2018 was populated to the MarketViewer tool. On May 1st, March monthly data will be populated to the tool as well. So we're looking at February 2018 market statistics. These are the basic, pretty basic statistics that you're used to seeing. The power, one of the real power sources of MarketViewer is the hover feature. And if you're on a desktop and you hover over, or if you're on a tablet and you press in these areas, you'll see a lot of information that's hidden in these toolbars. And so what you're seeing without hovering is really a snapshot of what's going on today in this section, or what happened in February. But if you hover over for median price here, you see you've got a trend line all the way back to January of 2015. So you can really see where median prices have gone over the course of time. Same with closed sales, active listings as well. So looking at active listings, this is a great example of the power of the tool and the way it can assist you in working with your customers and clients. You can see the trend here in Midland of active listings going way down over the course really of the last year. So it's certainly a discussion point that's available there. Likewise, month inventory following the number of listings obviously is important to see as well. So each of these have those trend lines as well. Also, over in this section up here, top right section, the price distribution. So what distribution of sales prices are there for that particular time period? In this case, February 2018. They're broken into 8 different categories, as you can price cohorts, as you can see there. Similarly, we have a historical trend line as well, but 8 lines on a trend line like on a chart like that would get very jumbled. So we lumped them into 3 categories: under 200,000, 200,000 to 500,000, and over 500,000. So you can see general trends of what's happening in a particular market over time. This is just a quick view down in the lower left corner of sales and median prices. Again, you can hover over and see the actual values of any of these sections here. Again, just to show a general trend, to be able to show in a real nice graphical outlay for you. In the bottom right corner here, top 5 zip codes. This is just a kind of a point of information that would may be useful to you. The one thing that I will point out is that these zip codes are association wide. So within the project visibility of the Permian Basin Board of Realtors in this particular case, these are all of the zip codes. So this doesn't adjust based on whether you're trying to look at a particular city or a particular school district or a particular smaller geographic area. These zip codes are association wide. So you can see here in 79707. Well, and you can see the toolbar that pops up and gives you some great information there. But looking at this, I don't know off the top of my head where 79707 is. You can click, and it'll actually bring up a Google map outlining where that the boundaries of that particular zip code. So you can see this is in the northwest section of Midland. Just a great tool to be able to give you some concept of where exactly we're talking about. Same with median price growth in percentage, and days on market and active listings. Just giving you quick information. It's a good time to talk about what types of geographies are covered within the project. So we go from a multitude of different geography types. So statewide, if you want to see statewide statistics, if you're in a metropolitan statistical area, one of the 25 metropolitan statistical areas around the state, you can choose that selector. Your county, city, or market area. Generally there are cities, and in a lot of cases there are custom market areas that have been developed by your local association, or perhaps in some areas your MLS areas would be in this category as well. Zip codes, neighborhoods. Neighborhoods, we work with a partner called Maponics, is where we acquire shape files from the project, for the project rather, and they define neighborhoods probably down to cities and areas as small as maybe a Waco or a Temple, maybe around the 50,000. So you'll have to see whether in there your area is covered in terms of availability of neighborhoods. School districts across the state, and then some political districts: Congress, Texas Senate, Texas House of Representatives. City Council there are a few in the project. There are some local associations that have actually been able to deliver maps of city council districts within their jurisdiction, and we're adding more all the time. And so there may be city council districts available in your area. There might not be, but we can certainly in the future, if that's a feature that is valuable to you, we can certainly work on adding those in over the course of time. So those are the geographies that are available to you in the project. Up here at the top, you have monthly, quarterly, and annually. So all these same statistics and data points are available not only at the monthly level, but at the quarterly and annual level as well. So you can see that that this is all changed to quarters rather than months, and the same for annual. I hit the menu button in the upper left corner, and that's where we're going to unleash more power from the project. Market reports. Going down here, you've already seen dashboard. Going down to market reports. These are market reports that the Real Estate Center at Texas A&M University puts together. Their data science team and economists put together market reports that really is the data that powers that dashboard that you just saw. So we see here we're looking at this current market report. Being logged into to TexasRealEstate.com, MarketViewer knows which local association you belong, and so when I hit market reports, the Austin Board of Realtors popped up by default. As an employee of the Texas Association of Realtors, I don't have a primary local board, and so this just popped up by default. When you hit that, your local association of which you're a primary member will pop up. You'll also have access to secondary to reports for any association that you're a secondary member of as well. So the Austin Board of Realtors report popped up, and again, this is more data, access to being able to see the full set of data. One of the really valuable points within these reports is that it breaks down the property types as well. So you see residential, which is everything together. That's what I've shown you. But you can also see the difference between single-family properties, townhouse properties, and condominium properties. If you're interested to break down to that level of granularity, you have access to the to archive reports. So when you hit the current market report, that's going to give you the last one that you are available. That's available to you, but you can also go in and see archive reports. So over here, you can see 2018-02, that's February, 2018-01, January, and you'll have access to 6 months worth of archived data reports there for you. So I encourage you to go in and look at that. Here's one of our great features is the ability to instantly create an infographic based on any level of granularity that you want that we saw on the dashboard. So if I want to produce a February monthly report on Austin where I am right now. So I want to go in and select a month. I want to generate a monthly report. I can do a monthly, quarterly, or annually. I want to show February 2018. I'm in Austin. We'll say I'm a member of the Austin Board of Realtors, and I want to look at the city of Austin. So I've made my selections. The output type I can select here. So by default it defaults to a PDF output. But if you want an image so that you can easily copy and post over on social media or some other use, you can change it to a JPEG or a PNG file or a TIFF file based on your preference. If I choose a PDF file, just hit download. And came up on another screen, but this is the PDF that pops up for us. So this is your 4 or 5 clicks away from being able to have a readily shareable infographic for your use. So same type of data points on that infographic. So we have a partner that's called Reese, and Reese is a commercial real estate research firm that we have a partnership in, and if you're a commercial member of the association over in our commercial commercial section of the website. You can have access to a wide variety across 7 or 8 different sectors of research provided through our partnership with Reese. On this portal, we're going to limit it to apartment information, and so their market areas that they cover for apartments and any of the commercial data that we have available largely resemble the MSAs across the state. There are 25 metropolitan statistical areas across the state, and with the exception of Dallas and Fort Worth on this list, Dallas and Fort Worth are combined into an MSA, but here they're broken out for the purposes of being able to see each one individually. So we are limited to the larger areas of the state in terms of availability of data within this apartment sector, whereas the dashboard will cover you no matter where you are. The apartment section just covers the larger and metro areas of the state. So I'll walk through what you're seeing here. In the upper left corner of the tool is apartment rent and vacancy rates. So this is for the Dallas market. Vacancy is represented by the light blue. I'm sorry, by the pale yellow line, and then market rates or rental rates are represented by the blue toolbar, by the blue bar there as well. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see in the larger metro areas, they'll actually break it out by the type of building, rental rates by the type of building. So whether it's a Class A building, a newer building with more amenities, or a Class B or C building as well. So you can see the difference between the two building types. And over here, this doesn't change even if you change your market type. This is just a comparison based on the latest quarter data of where markets compare to each other. So if you're in the Odessa Midland area or the Corpus Christi area, it's interesting to see that you're mixed in here with the large metro areas across the state. Next on the list here is new construction. We have a partnership with a group called Metro Study that actually does a lot of research and survey work on new construction across the state. And so this data is available by county. So you'll see in here a pull down list of the majority of counties within the state of Texas. We'll look at Collin County right now, and this is the top section of the dashboard here is closed sales of newly constructed units. This is based off of deed transfer records provided by the county, by the individual county that are reported to us and through Metro Study of number of closed sales that are marked as indicated as new construction. Again, we're looking at Collin County right now. So you can see in February 2018 there were 582 deed transfers that related to new construction. Over here, there are different, when a county reports those, they're reported under different property types. So whether it's a single family property, attached is not apartments. Attached are things like condos, duplexes, quadplexes, those types of multiple properties with it, but not apartments. So you can isolate the chart that you see on the right based on these selectors as well. Down in the bottom down here, we see quarterly vacant and finished and under construction. I'll tell you what that is and where it's available. In the larger metro areas, one of the great things about our partner Metro Study in this is that in the larger metro areas, they actually do survey work. And when I say survey work, it is actually employees driving around in cars looking at areas with new construction and determining the status of the new construction within those areas. And so if they see a property that is under construction at the time or is clearly a new construction property, they'll indicate whether it is currently still under construction or whether it's finished, the construction complete, but it doesn't appear that there's anyone actually living in it, and they indicate that as vacant finished. And so in this chart, you'll see in those areas where that data is available, a timeline under there as well. Let's pull off of over on the right. You'll see median price per square foot of attached and single family within that new construction category. What's our first question? Sure. So the question is about when there are jurisdictions that cover multiple areas, or a jurisdiction is included in multiple areas. And I'll address that by saying that when an area, say the city of Dallas, falls both in Dallas County and in Collin County, when you run a report for the city of Dallas, it is inclusive of everything that's within the boundaries of the city of Dallas, not just the portion that is in Dallas County, which is the jurisdiction between Metro Tex and Collin County ends at the county line there. You're not just limited to the jurisdiction of the local association. You'll get all areas. Certainly congressional districts and state Senate districts and House districts are good examples of how that works as well. When you're in MarketViewer and you're in the menu on the left, there's down at the bottom there's one called Geography Viewer, and on Geography Viewer you'll be able to go in and see every line that we use for the project. So you'll be able to select city councils or whatever the territories that you use. And it's a good time to talk about how analytics are created, and the fact that often they will not match what you run as an MLS report. So when you run an MLS report, you're running an MLS report based on the data that is within your MLS. One of the great things and one of the primary impetus for the project altogether was to put together analytics that are computed regardless of in which MLS the data lies. And so let's take, for example, if I'm in Bryan College Station and I'm running a report on the city of Bryan, and let's say 80% of the data, 90% of the data, whatever it is, I know somebody will contest me on that, but say 90% of the data comes from the MLS that serves the Bryan College Station Regional Association Realtors. And then 8% comes from HAR.com and 2% comes from the Austin Board of Realtors MLS. The great thing about this project is that it aggregates those all together, so you're considering all the data in a particular area, not just that which is run from a particular MLS. We also utilize, or the Real Estate Center really goes into a thorough process of making sure that the data is high quality, that there aren't outliers in the data, that there aren't clear problems like somebody hits too many zeros on a sales price, or somebody, some of the features that we don't say that there's a 4-bedroom house with 0 bathrooms or that type of thing. Those characteristics of a property aren't necessarily used in this in our analytics, but throwing out, identifying and dealing with those outliers, also deduplicating. If that same property, if one property was listed in all 3 of those MLSs that I mentioned, it's not 3 closed sales, it's 1 closed sale. So there's a lot of data cleaning and ensuring that we're putting out the absolute best information. The question was, can we access subdivision information? And so if you're in a market area where neighborhoods are covered territory, often it may not get into the level of granularity, but the neighborhood would probably be about the closest that you can get to identifying particular subdivisions. Currently, the branding on the reports, particularly the infographics that you're able to generate, have the logo of the local association that has the jurisdiction for that area, and that is again respecting the source of the information that from which we acquire the local MLS. So at this time, the only branding that's available on those PDFs and within the tool itself relate to the local association / MLS. Now, with it wouldn't be difficult with a PDF editing tool or a photo editing tool to be able to add your logo picture, whatever, to those infographics that come up, and there's probably some room on there. But at this point, there is no automated ability to do that. Our thought was that we wanted to be able to present to you a very attractive way to access a lot of information really quickly at a pretty granular level. And so our thought is to add value to your process of being able to sit down with a client and say, hey, look at the trend lines. Here's what's going on in the particular areas. You will see at the bottom of the screen, if you're on the dashboard, at the bottom of the screen, there's a gray bar that says download on it, that has a button called download. If you click that download button, you'll be able to actually create a PDF or a JPEG of the dashboard itself that you have up. And so a great way to, you have access to the infographic generator that we showed you earlier, but you also have access to the ability to create an image of the dashboard itself. And I think that being able to sit down with your customers and clients and being able to show them the data that you have available to you as a Texas Realtor versus perhaps where some of the areas that they get information from and have tidbits of information, you can show you as a Texas Realtor can provide a much more comprehensive view of what's happening. And the question is, can you be specific to one zip code for flyers? Absolutely. Any of the levels of geography that we covered in that dashboard. So state, MSA, county, city, zip code, political district, neighborhood, school district, all of those areas are also available to you in the infographic generator. And so if you want to slice and dice it down to a particular zip code, you can absolutely, that's available to you within that infographic generator. Are there any stats on farm and ranch and land? At this time, this is based solely upon residential data that comes from the MLS, and we're looking at ways to provide more accessible data to our specialty members as well, commercial, farm and land, farm and ranch and land. At this time, this tool only applies to residential properties. This will always be a Texas Realtor benefit. I say always. I hope it's always, because we feel it's very valuable. But what I can commit to is that we will not charge you. This is a Texas Realtor benefit. The data belongs to you as members of your MLSs across the state, and it's not our intent to ever charge for this product.